Ms. Fulmer, you ready? We're here on initial appearance on Stalandous Slaughter. Mr. Slaughter, we're here on your initial appearance on these cases this morning. Before I begin, let me verify some information on you. I've got that your date of birth is July 30th, 1985. Is that correct? I've got your address at 1634 Central Road, Eclectic, Alabama 36024. Is that correct? Where would is that your mailing address? Route 1? What's your physical address? 1634?
Route 1, box 237.
Eclectic. Equality. Mr. Slaughter, we're here this morning on initial appearance on these cases. The law says you're presumed innocent. I want to go over your charges and your rights and responsibilities. You're here on warrant signed by Investigator Talley of the Elmore County Sheriff's Office. He's charged you with capital murder involving a child under the age of 14. That is a capital offense, and it carries with it, if convicted, a possible sentence of life without parole or the death penalty, and a possible fine of $60,000. He's also charged you with assault in the first degree. That's a Class B felony. That carries with it a possible sentence of from 2 years to 20, unless there's a dangerous instrument or deadly weapon, and then it's from 10 to 20, and a possible fine of $30,000. We're not here this morning to make any determination about your guilt or innocence. I just want to go over your rights and responsibilities. Number one, you have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney and you meet the requirements of being indigent, an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Let me ask you, do you have an attorney, or are you going to be able to hire an attorney? Okay, you already been talking to someone?
No, I made my first phone call. I got to talk to my mother.
If you hire an attorney, he or she needs to make a notice of appearance and we need to know who's representing you. If at some point you determine you cannot hire an attorney, then you need to fill out the paperwork, and then the court will appoint you an attorney at that time. You understand that? All right. You don't have a right, but you have the privilege to request a preliminary hearing. In order to have a preliminary hearing, though, you must make that request in writing within 30 days of today's date. If you don't make it in writing within 30 days, you won't have a preliminary hearing. Your case will just go on the grand jury. A preliminary hearing is a probable cause hearing held in front of the district court. Most of them are in front of me. I'm Judge Goggins. Sometimes other district judges, Judge Culberson hears them. The standard is not a full-blown, beyond a reasonable doubt trial, but does the evidence by the district attorney show you probably did this or you probably did not? So if you want a probable cause hearing, ask for it in writing within 30 days. If you don't, your case goes to grand jury. On the issue of bond, you can send a written request that your bond be reduced. The court can grant that, the court can deny it, or the court can set it for a hearing. I usually set bond requests for a hearing and hear from both sides. As it stands right now, on the assault in the first degree, you have a bond in the amount of $30,000. On the capital case, right now it's set at no bond. Are you asking the court to give you a bond? Okay. It's a very serious offense. I'm going to let Mr. Houston, he's already given me his opinion on the other. I want to hear what he says about this.
Judge, we would again ask no bond be provided here. Mr. Slaughter, we understand, it's our understanding from the investigation that he gave the order to shoot. 16 shots were fired into a house with an SKS without regard to who was in there, killing a child and seriously wounding another young man. Mr. Slaughter does not deserve bond, and we would ask that he be held without bond.
Mr. Slaughter, we're not going to get into the details of the case. I know Mr. Houston said some things there. We're not here on the preliminary hearing right now, but just based on the charge itself, the seriousness of this offense, where a child was killed, I'm going to keep you in jail with no bond at this time. If at some point you do make bond and get out, then I want you to understand that the conditions of bond are that you make every court appearance, you cannot be arrested for any other criminal charge or charges, you cannot leave the state of the court, and if your address changes, it would be your responsibility to let the court know what your address is. But if you violated those, you're out of bond, your bond would be revoked then. Right. Do you understand, Mr. Slaughter, the rights I have explained to you? Do you have any questions about those rights? Okay. Again, if you hire an attorney, he or she needs to make a notice of appearance. If you're not able to hire it, you need to get that paperwork turned in, and I'll appoint you an attorney. I need you to fill these out that I have explain the rights to you and you understand them.